how my high concept doesn't fit in the box.
Yup. I noticed that. I'm like, God damn it.
I totally forgot I named my rote spells after after football terms.
Yup. It's been that long since we've negotiated your guys' stuff. So, if you want to take a few moments, get reused to your characters. I'm going to live now.
Oh, I never did finish my me beating frickin' John's character. Whoops.
The things we make mistakes over.
The things we do for money is what I thought you were going to say.
Kif, money, kif.
No, because I didn't actually make. Oh wait.
Oh, that's right. There's
Oh, no, I
brownies
got it.
now.
There's brownies now? Are these the special brownies?
No, those aren't those brownies. These are Lexi's brownies that she has now hidden from me because she wants me to die.
She wants you to die because you can't have brownies.
I'm just looking at her right now. I'm making her
If I
smile.
don't
okay.
get a brownie right now, I will literally.
I will literally die. And then you just kind of hold your hand up. Like, I need a brownie. I need a brownie stat. I need like 10 cc's of that chocolated goodness in my
They're trying to
veins.
wrap up. They're trying to wrap up Worm Talk quick enough so people can watch the stream.
Oh, you're kidding me. That's awesome, actually. I think we
Sarge,
could take a few
Sarge,
moments.
you are an endorsed streamer even though you don't run Shadowrun. How does it feel?
It's an honor. I think I'm gonna go to Disney World after this, guys. It's such an honor.
Oh, good times.
Are we
That's pretty
streaming
awesome.
yet?
Yeah, we've been streaming.
All right.
It's not.
Then I will hold
it's
some
not
comments
showing
back
up
until
on
we're done.
Okay.
Sergeant at AMS.
Sergeant at AMS.
Sergeant at James.
You guys, Mike, Bev, you guys can interrupt us at any point in time. Once the four of us get really rolling, it's
We
very
are
hard to stop
unstoppable.
unless
They
you
really
like.
are.
See that?
Yeah.
They really are. Usually I sit back and read a book while they just go at it.
Phrasing.
That's what Lexi does, and shoots me dirty looks
Are we
and
not
looks
doing
and throws stuff at me.
Sergeant
I'm still
at
familiarizing
AMS.
myself with all my character sheet and whatnot.
Yeah, everybody, please go ahead and do that. I've been looking over them for the past couple days to figure out exactly like how I can pull all your heartstrings. I mean, make a good plot.
I'm gonna be real with you right now, Sarge. I don't remember shit about how to play this game, so this is gonna be fun.
That's all right.
And
It's
I think
honestly
we're
a
gonna have
lot of
great
this.
time.
Okay, so the core of it is, and what I'm really concerned about is your fate points. Fate points can do two things. You can use it to either give yourself a +2 automatically to a roll, or you can use it to re-roll your roll. Fate points are given under certain conditions. Either I can give them to you for excellent role-playing, or I can give them to you by way of compel. Basically, this is the GM's way to say, here's the situation. It would be a shame if something happened.
This is an awful nice things going the way you should right now. It'd be a shame if something were to happen to it.
Exactly.
Break down.
The building's on
You'd be a
fire, things like that. So basically, I can, at
God, I
any
need a
point in
second
time,
monitor.
tag your guys' aspects in a scene and say something relating to the scene and it not going the way you want, because your character is who they are. Now, this is negotiable. You can say no. The thing is, if you say no, though, you have to pay me a fate point to get rid of the situation. So if you're in a Fey court and somebody has just had a fuck enough with the double talk and the lying but not lying thing that goes on in Fey courts, and I could be like, hey, this fate point looks pretty good. If this is getting pretty heavy for you. You like things simple, don't you? And that's when you as a character would decide how you want to react to the situation. Either you can lose your shit and start flipping out at people and attacking.
Louis.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
Fuck yourself. Sorry, something in my throat.
Yeah, I know,
Showtime
right?
and all.
I feel like that's going to go around a lot tonight. Everybody's got that deep fuck you cough. But yeah, so you can then accept the fate point, which will allow you to have a better roll later and allow you to affect your scene in a greater way later. Or you can basically affect the scene right then and say, no, this is not how this is going to go. Takeshi's going to keep his mouth shut, for this time. That's pretty much the whole thing. Roles are done pretty simply. And actually, if you all go into your character sheets, you'll find that it's pretty interesting. Actually, go to the statistics part, and you'll see little fate dice, 4 fate dice, below each one of your statistics. I should say levels of your statistics. Actually, I'll open one of you guys so the people at home can follow. So if you look under character, you'll see add, modify, and then in the first one, the superb, you'll see 4 blank squares. And then under good, you'll see plus, minus, blank, plus. The way fate works is it's not a standard
Cool
D6.
is down to rebroadcast.
Nice. Just tell them to click /host and then type in my name, the Sergeant at Ams, and it will automatically redirect it. Excuse me. All you guys got to do is click that, and it'll ask for a bonus. I'm going to make this very clear because this might become a mistake later. The bonus is not the plus for your skill. So say I want Connor to roll weapons. His weapons is at a +4. When you click those dice next to the +4, it is already putting the +4 onto the roll. The bonus is anything else you have. Like if you spend a fate point, you have a stunt that allows you to roll more, etc., etc., etc. So in this particular case, I'm not giving him any bonus because there's no real situational advantage. So you'd click submit, and if you look on the chat screen, you'll see his roll.
Wait, where is this? I'm totally lost.
Great.
So if you go to your character sheet,
Uh-huh.
and then you go to the character tab.
Uh-huh. I was under the skills in the boxes.
Exactly. So all you got to do is,
I'm a dork.
yep, you got to click that. It will automatically add, again, whichever skill, whatever rating your skill is at. In this case, Connor's weapon is at a great, which constitutes a +4. So all of your rolls are going to be that skill level plus 4 dice rolled. You either get a negative on the roll, a nothing on the roll, or you get a plus on the roll. And that sends that number up or down accordingly. So in the case of Connor, who I just rolled, you can always review your chat. I'm sorry, you can always review your rolls in the chat screen. Connor got a 5, which means overall he got 1+. So
Go over that one more time for me just to make sure it sticks in.
That's perfectly fine. All your rolls are going to be 3 things. It's going to be the rating of your skill, 4 fate dice, and then any bonuses. Pretty simple, right? In this particular case, if you hover over the 5 in the middle of the pentagram in the chat room, in the chat log, you'll see that it's broken down accordingly. 4 fate dice plus 4. This is Connor's weapon skill. So since it's great, it's rated as great, he gets an automatic +4. So it's the 4 fate dice plus 4 plus bonus.
I'm looking at just mechanically, how do I roll that?
So go to your character sheet.
Yep.
Go to character.
Yep.
And then character tab again. And under the skills section, you'll see the 4 boxes under the modify.
All right, I see those.
Okay, and it's going to ask you for a bonus. This is only for if you spend a fate point to get the +2, if you have any situational bonuses, or if you have any stunts that apply to the roll.
Akuli is asking, does he do the /host in the URL, or...?
No, he does it in the chat room. His actual chat. So it does /host Surgeon at Ams.
Because he's going to also host this.
Nice.
Hey!
Huh. 7 is superb and 4 is superb? Oh, superb because that's the one Okay, I get it.
Yep.
Superb is your skill ranking in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, God.
There you go.
By the way,
tell him I put it in
right
the
there,
OC chat.
That whole that roll right there, the superb roll that I did, the 7, just for the hell of it, just because I'm trying to get used to this. What that actually means is that I am okay. So that second one was my discipline. Oh, so yeah, the building's on fire because I got 7
Already?
hits on power and 2 hits on discipline.
7 hits on power and 2 hits on discipline. Yep.
The building is
That
on fire.
sounds about right.
I'm just gonna say something here, just trying to get into character.
Sure.
What the hell is Mark doing in the middle? I'm the star of this show.
This is going to be fun. Okay. So that's kind of the basis of the game. There are different things that you can do relating to aspects. Now, aspects, you all know you have your core aspects, which are the things that define you as a character. This also works for pretty much anything that we're doing. So if we're in a fight scene, right, and you can do basically an analysis on the scene to try to discover an aspect of the scene. Okay, so if you're fighting in a dark alleyway, you can do some sort of a strategic analysis, and basically if you roll high enough on that roll, you can put an aspect on the scene of your choosing that will give you an advantage. Something like stack of crates, low dumpster, fire escape, things like that, and you can flavor them however you want. But basically, it will put something temporarily or permanently on the scene that will allow you to use. Now, the person that tagged that aspect is called tagging. Okay, so let's say Connor rolled really well in his discovery and basically saw the stack of crates. That's your character's action of observing the scene. Saw the stack of crates and went, "Hey, I could fucking use that." Whoever discovers the aspect can use the aspect for free. Everybody else has to spend a fate point to do it. Basically tagging somebody's aspect to give yourself a good hit against them. So Connor, for free, can say, I'm going to use those on my weapon skill because I'm going to jump up and hit them with my scythe off the crates. Okay, and again, you can flavor it however you want. The core of it is I'm using those crates to assist my weapons roll, and it will give you a +2 for free. You can pass this to anybody. So Celtic, you can hang back and be like, okay, Connor's going to observe the scene, see the stack of crates. I know John is going next, so I'm going to let I'm going to let Lewis use that aspect for free instead of me. Is everybody kind of following?
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This works for literally everything in the game. That is how all of it works. Social scene, use discovery. That's not an official skill, but you can discover basically people's traits. Like if you use rapport or empathy, you can find out that somebody's nervous and then utilize that aspect against them with social roles. You're trying to see some sort of an investigation. I can put some aspect on the person that's something like hiding something, right? The shadows envelop him, things like that. And basically, it's just a story way to put mechanics in a game. It's very straightforward. All of the roles we will do will either be discovering aspects or getting information. Make sense?
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Cool. Like I said, fate points are the core. That's the core of the game. So,
All right.
You guys will probably be screwed quite often when it comes to compels.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over my one fate point I start with.
Exactly.
I
So
literally have twice as many fate points as you.
You know what? I'm gonna be
Actually, I
awesome in
have
spite of that, because I'm just that good.
Random side question: like, why is it
Sure.
that do we all start with the same number of fate points, or is everyone
Nope.
different? Like, what is like?
Basically, we all started with 8, and then we bought our powers with our fate points essentially. So I believe Connor has the least
I
amount
have to
of fate
duck out
points.
for 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
sure.
I believe Connor has the least amount of fate points because he technically has the most power, like inherently, because he's the Autumn Knight.
Yes.
So that means because I put all that power, like I kind of front loaded my character that way. He's going to be it actually fits his character. He's going to kind of be a victim of fate more often than you guys. Because hey, I'm not going to be able to say no. I'm going to have to roll with it more often than you guys will.
Amen to that.
Okay. Yeah, because I know that I really don't have any yet. So that's why I wasn't sure if it was just dependent on like how we built the character or.
No,
Okay.
It is dependent on how you build the character. Pretty much anything left over after your point buy is what you start fate points wise. And every time we hit, I believe, a major milestone, those fate points will refresh to that amount. So in your particular case, I believe you have 3. I believe Danny has 3.
I do? Since when? No, I don't.
Let me check your character sheet.
This is why I asked. It says I have 2.
Ah, well then you'd have 2.
Okay.
Actually, you
I
should
know
That's why I
have
was
3.
confused.
I see
Trace,
3.
I know I'm going to be compelled because of the can't say no trouble, but then again, people come to me for help.
Exactly. Like it'll be pretty easy to compel you guys. It's just more. Yeah, it says that you have 3 fate points, Bev.
Where does it say that?
If you go to the character tab again and scroll all the way down, it'll say current fate points 3.
Oh, on roll. Okay, on roll 20.
Yes, on roll 20.
Oh. Well, no, because on my actual character sheet it only said 2.
Yes, there was. I didn't edit much, but I know I haven't actually worked on those character sheets since moving them into roll 20.
Okay, so it's because I have the 5 for my whatchamadoodles. They start at 8.
Yes.
Never mind. I'm gonna
Correct.
stop talking.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm sorry. I was going through it in my head. I'm like, yes, that works. That's what it is. Cool. Okay, so we have all of those. Is there any questions anybody has about anything before we start?
Can I blow things up?
That is always an option. It is a role-playing game.
I mean, you can. Do you want to deal with the fallout? Pardon the pun of blowing everything up.
Kif.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons you guys are going to want to keep Connor from using much of his powers at all.
I could always do that. I saw this in a movie once.
Oh man, I love that stunt. Now, beware, that does only pertain to your driving.
I know, but still, it's still funny, regardless.
Oh, this is going to be great how you guys flavor each other's stunts and stuff. Oh, by the way, take a moment and view everybody else's character sheets, because you might be able to tag other aspects too to get a benefit on rolls. Plus, it's just better to know the other players, people you're playing with.
Everybody else is showing up as
character sheet.
I can't view anybody's character sheet.
You should be able to.
Nope, just bio and info, and it's just got their picture.
That's interesting.
And Slash, I had Danny meet up with Takeshi at some point. Apparently, he's inept at working computers.
So the bio and
That is
info, you guys
totally
don't see the
correct.
character sheet tab right next to it? So if you go into go into somebody else's character sheet, there should be 3 tabs up top, at least that I see. It may be different since I'm the GM, which is why I'm confirming. But it should say bio and info, character sheet, and then attributes and abilities.
Nope, just
Negative,
bio and
that's
info.
right.
Nope.
Just see
Gotcha.
bio and info.
Okay.
But
And
there's
players'
this.
journals.
There's always this, which we still have access to. So I linked it in the Skype, so you can still see people's character sheets.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing is the group.
Well,
Just don't depend on mine. Mine's mostly empty.
I'm changing it so everybody can edit each other's. So as long as you're not screwing around in other people's, you should be good.
What would be
When
the
did
point
Takeshi
of
get
that?
the aspect is an ass face?
All right, edit. Save changes. That's a little odd in my opinion, but I guess since they have so many macros listed to that sheet, that's probably why. Okay, you guys should be able to see each other's now.
Mhm. I mean, I'm looking through this Connor kid's sheet, and I don't like what I'm seeing.
I know, he's so badly designed.
He's just a terrible character. If only the person who made him was known for terrible, terrible characters.
All right. Yep, we're just waiting on John now so that we can start.
As usual.
Actually, we were waiting on Slash last week.
What do you mean, good sir? I am offended.
As you should be. It was meant to offend. Oh, what you gonna do now? You can't see me, but I'm doing that that ghetto shuffle where you put your hands up and wave them, side to side while going. What?
Are you doing the Michael Cena face hand thing?
No, that's the 5 knuckle shuffle.
Is that what that is? Is that,
Yeah.
There's a name for it? I call it the Cena hand thing.
It is called the 5-knuckle shuffle, which is hilarious because that's the code word for masturbating too. So take that as you will.
The things I learn.
TIL. Today I learned. Any more questions? Is there anything that you guys want to talk about? Like clear up before we start?
Are we going to add my potion list to my sheet at some point? Or I do have that on the side just in case.
No, we'll leave that between you and me.
Okay.
Because honestly, that's a lot of extra that nobody else is really going to understand or need to.
Okay. Just curious. So.
Good questions. Good questions. There are no stupid questions, only stupid people.
Good.
Look at Danny with her 3 fate points.
I know, right? Sitting all in front of the bus.
Oh, Louis has it too.
With my books.
Harry
back.
Dresden is a Celtic character.
Harry Dresden is totally a Celtic character.
Oh my god.
I love that a Celtic character is a thing at this point.
Oh my god, did he really? Kevin Sorbo apparently did an AMA today.
I would like to be surprised / alarmed, but I have no idea who that is.
From Hercules? Did you ever see Andromeda at all? No?
No.
No?
Is this
only
like the
one.
original one with the actual good Hercules actor?
There's only one Hercules, and it's
Yeah, there's
The
only one.
Rock.
Oh
He
god.
said jokingly.
He did. I think he actually did a pretty good job.
All right. So are we ready to
Waiting on you? Yes, we
Yes.
are.
allow me to slip into character? Fuck y'all.
Fuck y'all. Okay.
Let me slip in a character. I mean, it's whatever, man.
Yeah. Leave it to a burnout to say something like that.
You don't know shit about a burnout. Do you know the shit I've seen?
The real question you need to be asking yourself is, do I care what you've seen?
I fucking hate you so much.
This is gonna
Okay.
be such a fun time.
All right. Is everybody ready?
Let's rock.
Let's do it.
Okay. So you're all in Trace's bar. It's a quiet night. You don't really hear anything outside. It's actually around this time is generally when this street starts to get pretty quiet. It's in a better part of town, but rough enough so that the working man, you know, when he's done with the shift, will come out and have a drink. It's not as dim as it normally is in there because Trace is a good bartender. Good bartenders know that their patrons like having a little bit of a darkness to their surroundings. But in this particular case, it's not quite true. We have the lights all the way up, and there's almost a sterile, glaring feel off of everything. It's almost unfamiliar to everybody who you all have become pretty much regular patrons to the bar by this point, whether to drink or to converse with people. And the lights all the way up almost give it a sterile feel as, you know, the small corners are lit up and you realize that some things aren't quite centered and it's not as homey as you guys feel. The dead body in the middle of the floor doesn't help that at all.
Wow, that's a
Beg
problem.
pardon?
A what?
Beg pardon.
So, show to the players. You guys should see everything, right? You should see that handout I just put in the middle.
What?
Nope.
What?
Show to players? Oh, come on. That should work. Go to the handout screen where your character sheets are.
Okay.
Mhm.
Anything come up at all?
Not even a little bit.
I'm clicking show to players and it's not working. Freaking. Alright, in players journals, all players. Save changes. Show to players. That work?
There we go.
Yay!
There you
Okay.
Yeah.
Trace's
Sarge
bar.
managed to make stuff work.
Yay! So yes, there's a man, probably in about his 40s, just laying face down on the floor. Everybody is kind of in shock over the fact that it was just you guys and Ted sitting down at the end of the bar as usual. You all know Ted. Ted is the regular. The regular. He is always there, no exceptions. And this man came in. His eyes were wide and bulgy. His skin was pallid white. He gurgled and fell to the floor.
Hey, Trace. What'd you
Yo.
put in my drink?
Yeah, just something to loosen us up.
Oh. Oh. Well, it worked.
But that guy, I don't know. He was dead before he came in.
Come on, guys. It's the guy's fucking dead.
And
Connor's gonna shake his head and finish off the
You
whiskey.
want to hold a funeral for him?
Whatever. And he's gonna walk over and, do you mind if I investigate the body?
Absolutely. What would you like to use?
Investigation.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Louis gonna reach down and fill himself up another drink.
I don't have a very good investigation.
Yeah, if you don't roll well on it, I think
So-
I might have something I can.
So you kind of look at him. You're peeking around. Yeah, he's dead.
Okay. I just
my
just as I had suspected.
Pretty much at this point, you kind of put your finger on his pulse, and yeah, he's dead.
he's dead, Jim.
So I noticed when I said, can I inspect him, you said with what? So I can inspect him with other skills that don't involve investigation. Such as
you can
if
pitch,
I were
we'll put it that way.
say, use either lore or weapons to inspect him to see if I could see if he was killed by some kind of weapon or what happened. Were we here when he died?
Yes, you all were standing there as he stumbled in and fell face first on the floor.
Oh, okay. So, actually, can I roll weapons to see if I can tell what killed him, or if there is some kind of weapon, or would I be better off, or can I visibly see no wound?
There is no, at least as far as you can tell from his back, there are no wounds.
All
Can I
right.
do a lore check to see if there's some type of magical poison?
Absolutely, go ahead.
See if I can do this right.
Okay, so you kind of get the feeling that somebody just collapses dead in your bar. There might be something magical involved, but you are not getting any, at least lore-wise. Nothing comes to mind as something that would immediately kill somebody quite like that. But then again, all you saw was him fall, so...
Question.
Mhm.
Since
Probably
I'm the
not
resident
answer.
bookworm, could I possibly use one of my aspects to see if maybe she could have some sort of at least like book knowledge on how to like search the body for
Okay,
anything noticeable?
I'm going to pose this question to you because I anticipated it. What is your character studying currently?
She is. I think she's biomed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think she's biomed.
Okay. So she's a biomedical student, and a person has just fallen dead at her feet.
Do I know this guy? Have I seen him before at a concert or something?
At a concert?
Well, performance, I guess.
You are... Have you
What
done
would you-
Have you done any high class events lately, or do you
call
mostly just scrape the bottom of the barrel as far as dive bars go?
Do you call bars I don't get thrown out of high class? Because I do.
Maybe Lewis does, but no. So no, you wouldn't know who this. You don't know who this guy is offhand.
Has he come to the bar before? Do I recognize him?
Yeah, he's a regular.
Roll contacts for me.
Oh, well, never mind.
No, Ted didn't die. It was a different guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ted is
That
at the
was-
bar still, and he's
I
still
thought
drinking.
Ted was dead as fuck. I
Nope.
was like, oh.
No,
I did
No,
too.
this is
I
not
was
Ted.
like,
Does nobody
okay.
care?
There's your contacts.
Ted's fine.
4. You have you slightly recognize him. You don't know from where. You don't know who he is offhand, but you know that his face rings a bell.
This guy.
Of
looks
course, it's
familiar.
being less pallid
Good point.
white. When he has actual color to him. Well, he won't really have color to him anymore, but
I'll be right
Since-
back. I gotta take the dog out real quick.
okay,
Okay, question.
sure.
Since Danny's family knows some higher up people and you asked about
High class.
high-end events, can I roll something to see if she recognizes him as ties with her dad?
Okay, so
I don't know what that would be, though.
that would most likely be contacts, but
Okay.
would she legitimately have seen him in relationship to her parents? Does she also attend those high class events?
At least probably every once in a while, but not like religiously. It's one of those whenever she goes home, she probably gets dragged to one or two because she feels like it's her duty. Just for the house that she was raised in.
Yeah,
You
you
could
can
also,
go ahead.
if you have resources, try to make a pitch for that if he's high class.
Yeah, I
Good.
have resources as well. My resources is higher than contacts.
Yeah, one of the biggest parts of this game is bullshitting. you bullshit everything. Oh yeah, this is how my piloting skill has to do with the fact that we're trying to dig our way to China.
China,
I
you
mean-
say?
He's not wrong.
I rolled 3 on weapons to see if I could tell. I flipped him over and rolled 3 to see if I could see any like wounds.
He's still dead.
But
That's-
no, like
there's no obvious wound marks. No.
Okay, cool.
However, you
So,
do see
Okay, so
bubbling blood, like foam, coming out of his mouth.
I'm going to.
I totally
point
roll
at
scholarship
that.
to see if I know what it is.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Yay! I don't have
Race
a bonus,
back.
right? So I just roll normal.
Hold on. What? Give me 2 seconds. So I'm going to be sliding a fate point of your direction.
Oh God.
That silver spoon that you were born with. You haven't
hell.
seen a body before, let alone somebody that has just died.
Oh God. But can I pitch that she's biomed, and if she's biomed, she's probably has seen cadavers, depending, like she's a junior. So theoretically, if she's gone through A&P and they have cadavers, she's seen a dead body.
Yeah, but this is a freshly dead
This,
guy.
yeah, this guy just died in front of you.
It's still a dead body.
No,
I don't know if somebody
they are
came into the
very
bar.
different.
Yeah, if somebody came into the bar I,
would-
was
I would
drinking at and
agree.
just died, I'd be freaking the hell out.
I tried.
It's okay, and that's worth the shot. But so the compel is on the table. Either you can now what you just pitched to me is basically would be your excuse for buying that point off. Basically saying no, she does not react the way the compel is saying I should act, and she's going to act a different way. The thing is, it costs you, and you have to frame it like this: it costs you to act out of character. So if Danny could pull herself together, it's very possible that she does that, but you have to spend your control on the story to dictate that. Otherwise, you can say she freaks out, she clams up, she just tries to ignore it. There's all kinds of things you can do with it, and accept that fate point and go from 3 points to 4 points to use later. So that's your choice. The compel is on the table. I say that Danny is more than a little freaked out at this right now.
Yeah, but I feel like at the same time she might be curious, but
Okay.
totally freaked out. Totally freaked out.
And that's
but
perfectly
at the same
fine.
time, I mean, I kind of based her off of how I am with science stuff.
Mhm.
Like, oh crap, holy crap, dead body. But like, what is that?
Like,
Why is
hey,
why is
dead body.
why is his mouth bubbling? No, I know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And that's what you would role play then. Now, are you going to accept the fate point and basically say that you're too shook up and role play that? or would you like to buy that compel off, spend a fate point, and be able to act?
If I'm being realistic, she would clam the hell up.
Okay, so just so everybody knows, this is a back and forth with compels. I can say something, but you can negotiate with me the terms of that compel, just like me and Bev just did. Okay.
All right.
So what you would do is you would go into your character sheet now and you would bump it up from 3 to 4. So you just got an extra point for that. The reason I'm pretty sure that nobody else is going to freak out, maybe Trace. I think Trace might freak out, but the other 3 have seen and most likely killed people before. Maybe not Luis, but he's definitely gotten in tussles and has seen a dead body.
Louis come close a couple times to being the dead body.
Okay.
No, I have a question though. After, I guess, when she calms down, like later on, could I possibly attempt it later?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
I just thought that meant like I can't do it at all. Or
No. You're not clammed up for the rest of the scene. That's basically me saying, hey, you need. Danny is feeling this way, and then it's up to you to dictate how Danny acts in response to that impetus.
Okay.
Okay. So we have Danny. How are you reacting to this?
Holy fuck balls, dead body. I think I'm gonna have another drink.
What's the matter? I never seen someone keel over.
Yeah, no. I've stabbed a couple dead bodies, for practice for, anatomy, but not, here's the body, it fell on the floor, and it's still warm.
Imagine that. College girl never seen someone die.
Oh, I don't want to hear from you, singer.
Oh, no. Okay.
Guys, can we not? Like, at least until we figure this out. Like, and at this point, Connor's going to stand up, and he's going to kind of, like, walk out and look out the door and see if something was chasing him in, or if there's any kind of hint of what could have done this to him.
So you peek out the front of the bar, and it is practically abandoned. Like, there's nobody walking.
Like,
there's
strangely
a car
abandoned?
I wouldn't say strangely abandoned. Around the time of night you guys are there, it's pretty
to be
normal.
fair, with the gut rot this place sells, can you really be surprised?
Oh my.
Trace?
As he just keeps drinking.
I know,
This is a
right?
good
Pour me another
establishment.
drink.
You take that back. We served good people here, and the occasional drunken college student.
Looks around. Well, you got the drunk college student down, but I'm not seeing anything that resembles good people.
I
I
point to
resent
Ted.
that.
I point to Ted.
Oh, sorry, Ted.
It's okay. Just keeps drinking. All right, so dead body on the floor. Celtic has flipped it over. You see blood and mist. Danny is currently in a mildly panicked state, trying to avoid the gaze of the dead body as best as possible.
So, can Takeshi basically go over and basically to Danny be like, listen, it's not a serious issue. You know a lot about these sorts of things. I'd like you to examine it, and I'd like to roll discipline in order to help her calm the fuck down,
That
basically.
would be rapport. You're attempting to connect with her.
Okay.
Oh,
This isn't gonna go well.
I'm good at that, but
This isn't going to go
You were on my shit list, Louis.
I'm gonna go back into the lab and see if I have any of that bone eating
I'm
potion I
so
have.
Bone-eating
heartbroken.
potion.
I'm on the college girls shit list.
Surprisingly well.
Okay, so you do manage to calm Danny down. In this particular case, Danny's... How would you calm down Danny? Because he's being pretty convincing. Like, you have seen dead bodies before.
Well, just accepting that reality probably would just calm her down and be like, okay, it's just a dead body. I'll just pretend like I'm in the lab and kind of just focus herself. Like, she's really good with focusing. Like, when she can ignore everything else, as long as she's not freaking out.
Excellent. Okay.
So what I'm hearing is Louis needs to keep his mouth shut for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
There's most likely a warning glance from Takeshi.
At that, Louis just sort of just turns his shoulder a little bit. And just all right. I'll drink by myself then.
Okay.
Okay, so then can I do a scholarship check?
Absolutely. So you walk over to the body, kind of close your eyes and take a deep breath and try your best to imagine him on a slab instead of currently face down in Trace's bar.
Yes, exactly. And I'll try not to let my inebriation get to me.
It's just a wooden slab.
Yeah. I was going to say to help investigation, Connor could pick him up and put him on the pool table.
Might ruin the pool table.
That's true.
Honestly, she would say probably from a medical standpoint to leave the body where it is. So it's not too much like jostling and moving it around.
Then he'll just nod and back off.
Okay.
Okay. And then I just roll. Do I
Correct.
have to put in anything special?
Nope. All right. So it says there's a problem with the call. Did we lose anybody?
I'm here.
Check.
Check.
Looks
I'm
like I
here.
lost
Everyone's
Slash for
here.
a second.
Slash?
Oh, yeah, we lost Slash for a sec.
Oh, that sucks.
He's getting EWO'd.
All right. Let's see if I can actually close him real quick. There we go. Yep. As soon as I did it, it went away. Let's see if I can call him again. Sorry, guys. Putting a pause. We're having technical difficulties.
Please hang in there.
I'm thinking Holy Grail and intermission right now.
Let's all go to the lobby. Damn it, friend.
Does somebody need to link Baker Cat?
What are we doing? Let's see. Scholarship. Okay. So while we wait for Takeshi to get back in, Danny, your scholarship. So the first thing that you notice, obviously, is the blood coming out of his mouth. While you haven't seen that physically happen before, obviously because people are dead, and they've most likely cleaned up the cadaver by this point, you do know that this is a classic, a type of symptom that generally has something to do with the respiratory tract. You start going over the rest of it too. Bulging eyes, all of the blood vessels are broken around his eyes, and they're wide, almost terrified type of wide. He has a pallid white, and it almost looked like if somebody had been drowned, but he's not wet. And as you're trying to check for different things that you know, and as you start narrowing things down, you have this sneaking suspicion. And you're not sure if it's right, because this only happens in aquatic conditions. As you look up and you say, this guy has the bends.
That would make sense from like the just because when you get the bends and the hydrogen and everything in the body, atmospheric pressure.
But he's on land.
Yeah, I know. I can't explain that part.
So your fancy degree isn't doing you a whole lot of good, huh?
Hey, I haven't graduated yet. Shut your mouth, singer.
And with that attitude, I'm amazed you're still there.
So
Lord
the
have
Louis,
mercy.
you're as helpful as you always are.
I do what I can.
And Connor's gonna look at Danny like, so
My
decompression.
resources check. No, damn it. See if I have a potion.
you're a little shaken up. You're down in the lab. You're kind of going through things, and you're focusing, but it's not working. You can't pull yourself together enough to look around and find what you're looking for. You're more concerned over the fact that, again, there's a dead body, and you have no idea how to deal with it right now besides burning it.
Decompression sickness may be one of the few things that Connor would know about, considering military training for diving. He was Marines.
Mm-hmm.
So, shit.
I'm heading
Can I
back to
roll
group.
lore for things that might, like anything magical that might cause this kind of effect?
You specifically are not aware of anything.
Okay. That works.
You haven't really gotten into the combat side of any type of lore.
True. I've been just trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
You've been pretty much trying to figure out who the Autumn
However,
Lady is.
he does know one person that knows quite a bit about lore and has been teaching him as things kind of go on. So he's going to kind of like jog around the bar and back to Trace's workshop and say, "Hey Trace, Danny found something."
All right, let's go check it out.
And as a welcome back, he's going to say, "She says it looks like it's decompression sickness. Like he came up too fast from scuba diving or something, but he's not wet."
And you know that this is also a gradual death.
There's my lore check.
Yeah, for anybody who did the medical side of it, decompression sickness does not immediately result in death unless you come up from a horribly deep distance without letting your breath out.
Do I know of any doctor? My contacts?
You can certainly roll it if you'd like. Your lore check, however, you're not. You know that in certain combinations of your particular alchemical practice, there are ways to get people to suffer specific maladies that you want off the bat. You, however, again, giving him another once over instead of an initial first impression, you don't get the impression that this was a potion-fed thing. Like, you're not seeing any spittle, you're not smelling anything strange. You know for a fact that something sea-related, such as decompression sickness, in some way, shape, or form, that one of those five things, one of those five anchors, would have to be sea-related. And you're not getting any sense of that.
We may have to go talk to the captain, the harbor.
The harbor.
I don't know if I want to go down to the harbor.
The harbor. Does anybody else want to check something? Luis? Takeshi?
I don't really know what Lou would use.
Louis can make me a perception. Let's see what he
Alertness?
got. Alert. Yes, alertness. That's a good one.
All right, give me 1
Oh,
second.
it's slash. Oh, damn it. He was in and then he's out again. Oh, Jesus. Well, you've had.
Oh dear.
You've had a few too many. Put it that way. You completely. You think you've seen something and it starts getting pieced together, and then you're like, "Damn, this whiskey's good."
Time to step out and have a smoke.
Okay.
I'm rolling my alertness as well, just in case. And I will also look over the body after knowing what Danny has said.
I'm rolling for contacts to see if I know anyone that might be able to help.
Okay.
Discreetly.
All right, so we'll deal with traces first. You think you might be able to call in a favor or two, and you have your phone up and ready to go. Actually, it would be a Rolodex because technically you're a practitioner, so you'd interfere with cell phones. You can't keep anything like that. But you have an old rotary phone down at the end of the bar, and you have your Rolodex open, and you're about to start dialing, and you think to yourself, if you do, you're most likely going to have to call in a big favor to make sure people keep a death quiet.
Yeah. That's I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah. Takeshi, can you hear us, Slash?
Yeah, finally.
Excellent. Okay.
Finally got back.
So your roll for alertness. You're kind of watching Danny closely to make sure that she's okay. It's her first time seeing a dead body, and she's doing remarkably. You found out that it's a case of the bends that this man has died from, decompression sickness. There is no visible wetness. They have found out that decompression sickness is supposedly a gradual death. If it's not treated, then it can cause the brain to brain aneurysms and then finally death.
Right.
In this particular case, it looks like it happened remarkably quickly.
That would seem to indicate some sort of supernatural effect.
Mm-hmm. And Trace managed to narrow it down. He does not see any indication of potion use. However, your particular alertness roll has, as you're watching Danny, you notice that the gentleman's arm has fallen off his body, not like detached, but his kind of
But
like
what?
no, not
Fallen
detached.
to the side.
It has
Fallen to the side. Thank you. It's fallen to
Okay.
the side, and his inner suit pocket has fallen open. And you notice that there's a little piece of paper sticking out of it.
He'll,
On top of that, as you reach, I'm going to assume that you're going to reach over.
yeah,
and
he's
grab
gonna, sort of kneel down and sort of very, very respectfully sort of like motion Danny slightly to the side so we can grab the paper.
it. Okay. You find a couple things. First off, you find a ticket stub. Fairly large one. It's not like a regular movie ticket stub. This is something that was fancy. You're supposed to be able to present this after whatever event you went to as proof that you were
there.
a part of it. Exactly. And it says the Ghost's Ball. A gala for the cemetery. And it is signed by Sarah Linkett. And it's basically, and it has yesterday's date on it. You find that. As you reach over, you notice that he has a necklace on. Give me a moment. Let's see, it changes.
Huh.
Give me a moment. I'm also going to open my notes real quick. I had all this written down, but I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Wait, Connor, I believe you owe me some money from last week.
Do I?
Yeah.
Is that really pertinent?
That's
That's hilarious.
what did I you know I'm good for it.
All right, I'll trust you.
And he just grins and like goes back to looking at the looking over his shoulder. And can I roll lore on that necklace? Because it looks something about it looks fairy.
Okay.
And I've done like literally all of my lore knowledge is based off of looking up fairy stuff.
What am I?
Exactly.
Okay. So as you're trying to concentrate on it, right? You're trying to look at it and take in its features so that you can, try, at least in some way, try to identify it. And every time you start getting close, something else pulls. There's a string on his shirt. No, necklace. Okay. Man, this guy was pretty old. He has like a 5 o'clock shadow too. It's been a few days since he shaved.
Okay, can
Oh,
I roll
necklace.
discipline to focus?
You certainly can.
Or attempt to roll discipline to focus?
Yes, you can.
Alright, and he's gonna kinda like shake his head and blink a couple of times, like, get your shit together, man. Like, this is important.
Fair. Good work. So you do manage to try and get it focused enough. But even then, even looking directly at it, it's almost like it's not quite blurry. It's just you can't focus on it. Like, it's almost as if your eyes are just, wobbling
Averse.
or averse to it. Yeah, that's a good word for it. You know there's something up with it. You just can't focus long enough to figure out what it is.
And I don't
So-
know anything that matches that particular kind of... Because that's obviously some kind of magic.
Mhm.
And
Let
I
me
don't...
give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I'm out. She knows like next to nothing.
So there's
over-
that. There's the ballroom ticket, and you
Look over-
also have another piece of paper in that coat pocket. And give me a sec, putting that one up too.
Louis
I
just
guess-
gonna shout it. So, anyone find anything?
Not talking to you, slacker. She's inebriated at this point.
So you've also found Takeshi. You recognize this type of paper. It is very, very old paper, and you can tell the craftsmanship on it is absolutely superb. It is.
Someone made this paper, not a machine. Someone spent time.
Not only that, it's old. It is old paper. It has that smell, that feel, that texture. The way the ink lays on the page, it's been sitting there for centuries, at least that you can guess. It is an old page, and it looks like shit. It looks like gibberish all over the page. You can't make anything out.
Okay.
And as you're looking at the page, and Lewis shouts from outside if he found anything, and you look up and kind of shake it off and look back down. Wait, you're fairly sure there wasn't English on this page before?
No. He's not. Wait, is there English on the page now? I can't concentrate on anything.
The page has a sentence on it. And in very old style English it says, "A good man dies killed by the weight of greed." The rest of the text is still gibberish.
Does this guy have any identification on him?
That was the last part. Yes, he does have a singular ID on him. It looks like it's in a wallet, a few bucks, all the credit cards. The ID reads Justin Hampshire.
And he'll echo the sentence. You know, a good man died, buried by the weight of greed.
Mm-hmm.
What,
Did you guys saw the mysterious note, right?
Now?
There are far worse things to be that you could be doing. You
Trace,
yourself seem to have found a lot of them.
Trace, what were these rolls for?
The 7, I said for let me get the leaf necklace a shot.
Okay.
That was lore.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 5 is for contacts to see if I recognize that name.
Okay. The lore check for the necklace. You recognize that there is magic on it. You don't know what. You don't know how, because it's very small. Generally, something this small cannot have much grounded to it. It doesn't seem like a very powerful spell. But there is something on it, and obviously the fact that people have touched it has not set it off, so it's not some sort of defensive spell. You just don't know what it is. It looks, again, same thing happens. You try and focus on it, and just either something else draws your attention, or you just can't focus on it. So you know it is magical. You just don't know what it does. And then your contacts... Justin, I knew that face rang a bell. Sarah Linkett is not a friend of yours, but she does step in every now and then. Very high-class broad. And when you say high-class, she is pretty much the go-to couture for Boston. She's very into history. She actually runs the Historical Preservation Society of Boston. Runs galas all the time for the higher ups to, dip a little bit into her wallet, to contribute something to the wallet. And the last event that you were invited to, you actually helped bartend. She just absolutely could not do without some of your homebrew that you made last year, and you made a batch specifically for her. And you remember at some point during the gala, she was talking to this guy, and she introduced you. Apparently, this was her right-hand man.
Well. I recognize this guy. He's one of Sarah Linkett's business associates. He's at a gala she held once that I was bartending for. Apparently they were chums, too. At least that's what it looked like to me.
Seems a bit messy, as well as far too public. Someone wanted us to find this man. So why?
And why did he stumble into my bar and then die?
That's
Well-
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Either he or the people who killed him wanted us to know that he was dead.
If you're bartending for this chick, maybe they think you're more involved. I mean, typically, if you send someone to die somewhere, it's to let them know that they're next. Sorry, buddy.
That's
She's not stepping foot in this bar. I'll tell you that much.
that's not entirely impossible that they might come after you or your bar.
So, you know who he is. Doesn't change the fact that he's dead.
Yeah, no, just
Neither
I mean,
does it change the
Connor-
fact that somebody else has walked in.
Oh, hello there.
And the shiny metal on his hip indicates him as a police officer.
Of course it does.
Louis is immediately gonna decide. You know what? My stroke break needs to be longer.
Trace, says Lieutenant Conway. There's a dead body in here, isn't there?
Yes.
Just about to call you guys.
just slipped our minds.
I walk over to Conway and I'm going to make a report check.
Okay. Everybody at this point, you guys know who Lieutenant Conway is.
He's one of the good guys.
As far as you know.
can I make a report check? Is
Absolutely.
my-
You all have run into Lieutenant Conway at some point. Lewis, he has both pulled your ass out of the fire and thrown you in the drunk tank in probably equal measure at this point.
That's why Louis is staying outside.
He kind of very carefully steps in your way and gives you a very level look. As if to say, I don't think that's a good idea. And kind of motions to one of the seats real quick. He's being very calm for what it's worth.
I go over to Conway and say, listen, this guy just walked into my bar and decided to keel over.
So why are they touching him?
We're trying to figure out why he decided to come into my bar and die.
Oh, really?
Can I say
Yeah.
that when he fell over and died, something I just want to make sure. Wait, no, she can't really. Never mind.
What?
She has limited medical knowledge. That she saw something bubbling, she thought it could have been a hazard.
So you want to try and
he's
do
dead?
a rapport check to calm him down?
Yeah, I already did the roll.
Okay, so you got a 5. Lewis, what are you doing?
Just sort of shrugging, shoving the cigarette. He's like, Conway, it's me. You really think I would run?
More rapport checks. Okay. All right, so we still have Takeshi and Connor. What are you guys doing? Connor, you've been on his bad side frequently, but
yeah,
he doesn't
that's-
seem
I
to.
assumed as much because
He doesn't
ever
seem to
since-
hold it against you.
Yeah, ever since I'm just kind of trying to stay quiet because I'm assuming that pretty much every time he's seen me since I've been in Boston, it's been because he was called for some reason or another.
Okay.
Whether it be something, you know what I mean. I don't assume that I ever see him and it's a good thing ever. So
Okay.
I'm just kind of quietly standing there, and Connor just kind of he kind of tightens. He pulls his jacket a little tighter and like crosses his arms and just kind of stands there quietly.
Okay. Takeshi?
And Takeshi's completely calm and relaxed. He didn't do anything wrong. If the police officer asks him a question, he'll answer it, but he's completely unconcerned. Like, hands aren't even shaking in the slightest as he calmly drinks his drink.
Okay. So who had the papers last?
Takeshi, I do believe.
Takeshi did.
All right. So you have an aspect
Mm.
holding the ball.
God damn it.
Nice.
Yep. So, Trace, Danny, I'm going to take both of you as actually all three of you technically, because you're all trying to talk. Maybe I don't want to say at the same time, but you're all in some way or shape or form trying to maybe not distract him, but kind of.
We're essentially trying to keep him from seeing what we've gotten from him, correct? From the guy, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And that's what I'm going to take it as. So he's going to take, with all of your successes, he's going to take a an aspect as well. He's going to be mildly, he's going to be distracted. So with that,
Would you say he's annoyed?
annoyed. I like that actually. So he's going to roll.
Wait, and who has the aspect that you're using besides Conway?
Takeshi has holding the ball because he still has all the evidence in his hands that you guys were doing a little bit more than checking his pulse.
Okay.
Now, Takeshi, would you like to make some sort of a roll to negate that?
Yeah, basically, what exactly is he doing to me?
He is
the
trying to
first question.
scope the scene.
Okay. I would like to make a discipline check, if that would be allowed, or presence, whatever you feel is more appropriate, to basically not react in any way to his searching.
Okay, are you attempting to hide what you have in your hands?
I'm attempting to hide it by not hiding it, to make it look like it's not important. Like, just, oh, this is some paper I'm reading.
I like that. I think presence would work for that.
Okay.
If you don't get it, I have a bit of a backup.
Oh God, do not burn it down.
No, I'm not gonna. Oh God. Okay, so as of right now,
You'll be taking a +2 on that as well, because I'm
Okay,
going
cool.
to assume that you tagged his distracted aspect.
I indeed would,
Okay.
since I believe them to be far more socially skilled than I.
Okay. So how would you? So you're basically just kind of. What are you
I'm
doing?
just being.
You're
He's just
being.
trying to be so unsuspicious, like
doing
sort
him
of
or-
subtly, like not even really doing anything, but sort of, encouraging him to be more suspicious of like Louis rather than like looking at what exactly I'm doing. I'm trying to basically look so legitimate that he like will harass Louis instead.
Too legit
basically.
to quit, huh?
Also, I forgot to mention that Takeshi isn't the only one with items from the guy's person.
Oh, okay. What are you
I
holding?
said earlier that Connor took the necklace off of him and put it in
I
his
did
pocket.
see that. Okay, well you're fine then. If you put it in your pocket already.
Yeah.
I'm saying out in the open.
Okay, cool.
Like, okay. So Conway is very good at his job. Takeshi, you are very familiar with him because you've had to dodge him on a couple of occasions already.
What do you mean? I'm a perfectly law-abiding, upstanding citizen who definitely doesn't murder people in the middle of the night. What are you talking about?
You also know that again he's very good at his job, and he has a single-mindedness for protecting people, and it's like if you were in another time, you could easily see him being another samurai.
He's sort of a kindred soul.
Kind of like he has his code of honor, and that is very solidly to serve and protect. So you've had to dodge.
Cop.
He is a good cop, as far as you know. Again,
Say he's the last good cop.
So
Is this his last call?
oh god,
Christ.
I knew that was
Leaks
getting slid in
even
somewhere.
Leaks into this.
So you managed to use that though. You know that he's looking for suspicious things, and you managed to look concerned enough but nonchalant to make it seem like whatever you're holding in your hand is unimportant. Successfully. You guys up front next to him are, maybe not badgering him with questions, but you managed to make it not clear that you're covering for Takeshi. He doesn't manage to grab it.
Perfect.
So, he kind of scopes the room and looks over at you guys and says, I'm going to have to call this in. There's no way we can just ignore this.
And at this point, Takeshi would just calmly fold the paper, put it into his suit, and say, "Of course, officer.
Okay.
I wouldn't expect you to do anything else."
I would appreciate
Well,
it
there
if
goes
you
my
would.
favorite
honestly.
drinking spot in the city.
So I would appreciate it if you would all take a seat away from each other. I would also appreciate it if you didn't talk to each other in case, until we can get statements. Is that okay? He says, "Is that okay?" But you all very quickly realize that that's not what he means.
No, and Takeshi's 100% okay with this. He used to be a cop, kind of.
Oh, I got a gig in 2 hours, man. Come on.
That should have been an aspect. Used to be a cop, kind of.
It used to be a cop, kind of. You're here until you're here, Luis. There's a dead man.
You mean Louis? This is...
Your
Sorry,
rap
I
sheet
get-
has an S.
What?
Your rap sheet has an S. Luis, even though it's Louis Armstrong, Louis is spelled with an S. The S
I
is
know.
just silent.
You just keep saying it.
I have a
Anyway.
coworker named Luis, and I'm like, it always happens. It comes out.
So, but just... Come on. You know I didn't have
Sit.
anything to do with this.
Sit.
Fucking... God damn.
Proceeds to call in. The cops come in.
I go
and-
behind my bar and wait there.
Yep. So he sits at the bar and proceeds to watch you all and kind of takes in the scene. You can tell he's not really looking at you guys. He's more trying to figure out what happened. The cops come. Crime scene is set up. All of your statements are taken. Everybody roll me discipline.
Oh god.
Don't crack under questioning.
Oh my. I'm glad I stepped outside to take a drink for most of this.
There's mine.
Now, would anybody like to spend a fate point?
I'm okay.
I will.
I'm alright.
Okay. So, through your questioning, he first pulls Trace aside. All right, Trace. You've been around a while. Why would there... Do you know of any people that would kill somebody in this area? Did you know the witness? Or, sorry, did you know the cadaver, or however he called it?
I do know the deceased. He is, I mentioned the name, I forget it, Justin, whoever it was, never his name was.
Hampshire. Here, let me...
Hampshire, no. And I was at a event that was held by Sarah Linkett, and he was talking to her, and that's all I know.
Don't know how'd the body get here, Trace.
He just walked in and fell over.
That's it.
That's it. What I can discern is probably some type of magical entity.
He is not in the know. Just as a
Alright.
heads up.
Never mind.
I'm just gonna put that one out there. Okay, so if anybody
That's
doesn't,
crazy. Book him.
if anybody doesn't know, in the know is basically the code word for somebody who is aware of the supernatural.
I assumed if I had several contacts with him, he'd be my buddy, but whatever.
Not quite that good of a buddy.
All right, never mind then.
Okay, so
I just say he came in and died.
do you have security footage?
I do not.
You and I've warned you about this, Trace. I told you time and time again, Trace, you need to get a security system.
Yeah, you've told me many, many times, but unfortunately, there's problems with that.
Okay, well, stick close. Some of the beat cops are going to take your statement, okay?
All right.
All right, moves on to the next person. Louis, what are you doing here?
Lieutenant, I'm having a drink.
You're always having a drink, Louis.
Yeah. What? Look, Guy's got to be ready to perform.
You know the stiff?
Does he look the type of guy I would know?
I am constantly surprised by the kind of people you know.
You know, I suppose so am I, but no. I don't know him. I don't know him.
What happened? How'd he get here?
Look, you can ask them. I'm about 6 drinks in, so... He was there. He just... Boom.
That's it? Nobody killed him, nobody came up, no exit wounds, he just keeled over.
Guy looks old. I don't know, fucking heart attack or something.
Alright, stay put. Goes over
I
to
get a
Danny.
gig in an hour.
Well, you're gonna be here for a little while, you better call off. Get
Well, there goes
sassy
my
with
rent.
me. Get sassy with me again, Luis, you know what happens.
Yeah, there goes my rent. Just... No, I'll be stuck on the street. Thanks a lot.
There's always a place in the drunk tank, Louis.
Don't I know it?
Hold on, I'm sorry guys, I gotta take 2 seconds here. I gotta go check the stove.
Don't burn down the house.
Yeah. Go ahead and take 5, we'll come back in a sec, okay?
Yay, my Chinese food just got here.
Hey, Slash, do you have 5 minutes after this?
I should.
Alright, do you want to knock out your interview quickly?
I can.
Cool.
Oh god, what am I knocking over?
So I'm liking this so far. I just get to sit here and be annoying.
And then Danny gets to wish your demise every 5 seconds.
You and
Trace
every
just-
every broken-hearted lady in this city, and their boyfriends.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
Come on.
I'm just trying to be truthful and keep my bar here.
So, Kelt there? No, Mark took off.
He hates you. That's what I heard him say before I left.
These things happen. God, I'm getting involved in more net crap. Cran and I might be doing a weekly podcast.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
On what?
Just essentially weekly roundups of what happened on the net. Just out of character, you know, talking about runs and consequence and headaches.
They're pretty cool.
It's something to balance out all the in-character stuff we do.
True. That would be pretty cool, actually. I was actually thinking about doing a some sort of a role play oriented podcast. I just have no idea what I would do. I almost like
Good times.
part of me just wants to do a bullshit. There was one point in time I was calling Bev every day on the way home because I had something like a 30 to 45 minute commute home, and every day I'd call her and we just have the most fucking random discussions. And at one point I said, all right, we need to record this and put it on a weekly a weekly broadcast, calls of my girlfriend. Because we covered fucking everything, like, under the sun, and I had these amazing rants sometimes, and we just never, unfortunately, got around to it.
Jesus, that could be one heck of a show.
It was fun.
But yeah, we're looking at having a lot of guest hosts as well.
Nice.
The infamous Sergeant at Ames.
Ooh.
Sergeant at Jams.
What about it?
Sergeant at Jams.
That came. I love the fact how that came out too. It's so good. At least to me, I love it. It's the first, literally the first time I have ever changed my Steam name, ever. Was because we had that conversation on DJ names and we came up with Sergeant at Jams.
I still like Edgar Allan Flo.
Edgar Allan Flo. Oh, there
All
was
right.
some good ones.
So back to this.
If everybody's back, I think Bev's still eating.
I'm here.
Slash, you there?
Nah.
Okay. We'll wait for Slash then. The handouts should be visible in your guys' handouts now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can look over those too. I'm not sure there's anything else I need to do this game.
Fair warning for you guys. Connor, not the best liar.
See, no, that's why. Well, you're right. We're probably screwed. I tried to spin it positive, but nothing positive about Connor.
Thanks.
I like him. I think he's a solid character.
Thank you,
Louis
Sarge.
begs to differ.
What's Louis? Oh, by the way, here is the other person. Sarah Linkett should actually be on the city sheet too.
She is.
So should Lieutenant Conway.
She is. She something to do with the Brahmin and shit, purgatory, etc., etc.
That might specifically be the cemetery.
Yes.
That is the place. Let me open them. No, not Gmail. No, not on the stream. Can't cross the streams. There we go. City sheets. Yes, the...
Woohoo! I'm back.
Yeah, the last sheet is all of the faces of the areas. The locations is the second to last sheet.
Did I miss anything?
Nope.
You missed everything, actually. Sorry.
I always do.
All right, so Danny, sweetheart, what would your parents think if you were here? Seriously?
Same thing I think about her being here. It's a bad idea.
I didn't talk to you, Louie. You keep it up, you're going to the tank.
I know. I needed a break, had really hard midterms, and I needed to drink, needed to unwind a little bit. That often I get to go out. You know how strict they are.
Yep, I do. I hear that, but now you got yourself mixed up in all this. What happened? Tell me.
All I know is I came in for a drink. Next thing I know, I turn and I look, and there's suddenly a dead body. It's not every day that, a girl like me sees a dead body. So trust me, I freaked the living out.
I would imagine. So what? Did you guys check his pulse? Like, what happened? Obviously, you had to know he was dead. How did you guys check it?
Well, it's like I could tell this there was no, how when you're breathing, your chest goes up and down. There was no signs of that.
Danny,
and
you're
yes.
pre-med.
Yes, I know that.
Okay, well, what were you guys doing next to him?
mean, we were examining him, making sure, we weren't missing anything, making sure it wasn't just, thready pulse or anything like that. I mean, the only way to check it is to actually kind of get up and close and with the body.
Okay, nothing strange, nothing on the body that you guys saw?
Not that I could tell.
Okay.
Once I was able to actually check, I mean, it was better than a doornail.
All right, well, I want you to go back to the dorms after this. But
Absolutely.
Beat Cop's going to be by to take your statement. All right, Connor.
Yeah.
He's going to slide into the booth and give you a very even glance. What's your story?
You know me, just
Yeah, I know you.
And he's gonna shrug. He's gonna say, I was drinking. The guy came in, stumbled in, fell forward. I went over, checked, didn't feel a pulse. I flipped him over onto his back to check for bullet wounds, knife wounds, something. I'm a soldier. It's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see anything. Some blood around his lips. And then he just shrugs.
You didn't kill him?
No, I didn't. How would I kill him? I don't
know. Man gets angry, puts people on the ground. Well, things happen.
Yeah, but it looks
There
a lot
was
different than blood around the lips.
No type of altercation.
Not
know-
with me.
I
Not
know
that
how
I
you
know
get,
of.
Connor. You get pretty angry.
I've gotten a lot better about that, and I was just having a drink. It was nothing. Nothing happened. I swear. I just checked him for wounds. I didn't see anything.
Keep your nose clean.
And he'll nod.
Takeshi. You. I still don't know your name. I've seen you a lot.
It is Takeshi Wakahisa, officer.
Is this one of those strange things where you flip the first and the last name around?
No.
Where your real name is actually Wakasichi or what it is, and your first name is Takeout, whatever you said.
LT, didn't they talk to you about being racist?
Just because I didn't hear the name, alright? I swear to God.
Yeah, drunk tank.
I apologize. That was insensitive of me. I didn't mean to offend you. But,
I took no offense, officer.
good. So what happened?
A man walked in, staggering, poor footing. He fell. He died.
Pretty big piece you got there. Emotions. Do you have the Murmas on you?
Of course.
So what would a gentleman like you be doing walking around with that? I mean, not to be insensitive again, but it's kind of stereotypical.
No, of course. The streets aren't safe at night.
But a sword?
An old man like me needs some protection.
Most people carry around a gun. Just saying, not a sword.
Most people are bad with guns.
Something like 50% of the times people get shot at with their own gun.
Kana, not talking to you.
Right. Sorry.
And I don't think they should be counting suicides in that statistic. But,
Louis.
hey,
Trace, if he talks again, hit him.
You do it.
Connor's just gonna look over at Trace. Louis just gonna look over at Trace.
I'll hit you if you talk again. How about that?
I'll do it.
Shut up, Kana. God, like babysitting a fraternity.
Hey, don't let me in with these guys.
God, I'm not lumping them in with you, Louis. All right, so no exit wounds. Can you show me the sword, please?
I can't.
No, 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 no.
That officer.
Why would that be?
Because in my religion, you do not pull a blade unless you intend to use it.
I'm going to need a deceit check on that.
I am lying, but not entirely.
True.
LT, it's a fake. He carries it to look, like a tough guy.
Louis, last chance.
He's gonna see right through me, and it's gonna be great.
Can I invoke everybody watches the quarterback?
All eyes on the quarterback.
All eyes on the. Ooh, okay. How would you like to do that?
I basically am going to
Please say something
stand
like that,
up
Louis.
and walk over and punch Louis in the face.
Someone's already had enough in my mouth.
We need to make sure Takeshi does not draw that sword, or
So
nobody draws that sword.
Here's the question: do any of you know this about the sword?
We're friends with Takeshi.
Nope.
No?
I know,
not
I
even a
won't.
little.
That's why I can't do anything. 'Cause I would have no idea unless I read it in a book somewhere.
Okay.
He would not have told you shit about nothing.
I thought that was like part of our guest thing, that he knows that you had a choice and I didn't, because that was like part of my aspect.
Yeah, but I didn't tell you exactly what I did. I just said that I had a I made my choice.
Okay.
It was one of those like.
Then in that case, I wouldn't.
Philosophy.
In that case, I
stuff.
wouldn't invoke that and punch Louis.
Okay.
Question.
Louis just gonna keep mouthing off. Well, didn't Louis see Takeshi just go to town on someone with that sword?
Yeah, but he didn't draw it, and you know that you actually that was part of the thing we talked about. You said like, why aren't you friggin' drawing that thing? And he's like, it's a bad idea or something. You know that he doesn't like to do it.
Louis just gonna start.
Wouldn't we all know that he doesn't like to do it, like that it's bad?
If Louis told you. Or if you saw him beating the hell out of somebody.
Yeah, with the scabbard. I think most of you. I don't think Danny would have seen that.
Yeah, I would. I always assume that we have been around each other enough at this point that we would know little things like that.
Yeah, you know that he doesn't like to draw it, like that he keeps saying it's bad. You don't know why.
Then. I don't care why. I trust Takeshi. He's got more discipline than anybody he knows. So yeah, I'm going to spend a fate point to invoke it, walk over and punch Louis in the face. And
okay.
I'm probably going to spend the night in jail, but whatever.
I mean, the officer might.
Well, I mean, after that suicide comment. After that suicide comment about, from especially someone like Connor.
With PTSD, it's probably. Yeah, so that's what he's gonna do. He's just gonna go walk over, and he's gonna kind of mouth sorry at Louis and just deck him in the face.
No, he's not. He's not gonna be sorry.
He's gonna mouth it, but he's not gonna mean it.
Okay.
And
so John.
So voice, what's up?
So Louis just got punched for reasons that he doesn't entirely know why.
He's just gonna sort of wipe, sort of back of his hand across the mouth, like, all right, and he's just gonna grab whatever's behind him and just swing it at Connor.
So I think that's definitely, powder keg.
Yeah, that's powder keg. He's got a short fuse.
All right.
Oh, are you looking around on my character sheet right now? Because it keeps bouncing around.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I am. So apparently we can't be on the same tab at the same time. That's all right.
Whatever.
Yep. So that's definitely. I think you should take a fate point for that, because you're probably going to start trying to beat the shit out of him too, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's not. I'm going to punch back. I'm going to grab whatever's behind me and I'm going to swing it at him.
Yeah. I assumed that's what was going to happen. Connor's trying to make sure that all eyes are on them.
Okay.
So
roll.
All right.
You guys are trying to hit each other.
Okay.
Watts fails miserably.
What is the unarmed skill?
Fists.
Why does Connor not have fists?
Most likely because it's not his specialty.
Oh yeah, he has weapons.
Yep.
All right, so it's just 4D.
Louis, on the other hand,
Actually has a couple points in fists.
Oh man, so yeah, so you get a good cold cock on him, but it's been a while since you've gotten.
Louis didn't hit me with his fists. Louis hit me with a weapon. He grabbed something and swung it at me.
That is true.
that is.
Like Connor, it makes sense. Connor's not trying to hurt Louis. He's trying to make a scene.
Yeah.
So
Louis is trying to hurt Connor, on the other hand.
Okay. Well, you don't get any successes on the roll, but you do beat Connor. So at one point you manage to ricochet it off his fist, off like his forearm. Like he manages to get it up in time. You grab a bottle off the counter and just huck it at him, and just tackle him. Like you both start scuffling, and instantly Lieutenant Conway is in on it. Like before you guys can even start 2 or 3 punches in, he's already pulling the top person off. The beat cops have gotten you both, and things have gotten tense. Lieutenant Conway pretty much looks at Connor and goes, "What the hell, man? What is wrong with you?"
That bullshit about suicide, and he doesn't know what the fuck happened.
This is a police investigation. I told you to stay put. Fuck it. Both of you go into jail for the night. You're cooling off.
How many times did he run his
That
mouth?
is it. You
let him
keep
get away
running
with
your
it?
mouth, and it's going. I swear to God, you're going to be next.
It was self-defense.
Put them both in lockup. We can hold them for 24 hours until they cool off. Gone. I don't want them in my face anymore. The 2 beat cops, I'm sorry, the 4 beat cops in this case, proceed to haul you guys off, 1 on each shoulder, handcuffed.
When I get to the cruiser, I'm gonna say shotgun.
They're gonna put you in a little bit rougher than usual.
So he's gonna sit there like, just look at the beat cops like, fellas, come on, I ride in better style than this.
Jesus, you just don't know when to shut the fuck up, do you? They proceed to like.
It's part of my charm.
Latch the bulletproof glass, tone you out. Connor, you just going quietly?
Yes. Yeah. Once I'm in, I'm just going to quietly.
Louis just gonna
Stay
start
as
like
quiet as
tapping on
possible.
stuff, trying to be annoying. Just
Takeshi, how do you feel about this?
I mean, if they insist on being ruffians, even if it is to my betterment, they must be, they receive the appropriate punishment. They're not unduly hampered by this. It is merely a night in jail.
Trace?
I remember this happening with Louis before, so it's all coming back to me.
okay. Everybody can say they remember that happening with Louis.
It's actually
You
more
destroyed
surprising
my
if
car.
you haven't seen Louis get dragged off into a police cruiser.
Yeah, at this point, I think everybody should be more surprised by the fact that Connor's the one that started it this time.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you two get drug off. They pretty much just wrap up at this point.
They're just like, fuck it.
Pictures are
they
taken.
gonna, call the morgue and take the body, or no?
Yes, yep, that's
Forensics
exactly
is
what
probably
they're
here
doing.
already.
Yeah,
Like
forensics
by the
is
time they're finished collecting our statements.
exactly. So by the time you guys are there for another like 2-3 hours while they wrap up the crime scene and ask you guys questions, but nothing else coming to mind. The only thing that you and they really know is that this dude is Justin Hampshire, part of the Historical Society of Boston. And that's pretty much all you got to go on. Except for the stuff that Takeshi has in his pocket.
What do you mean? I don't have anything in my pocket. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, out of character.
I know.
GM telling you. So, what are you going to do with it? Police are gone. It's probably about 11 o'clock at night. Connor and Louis are probably going to be in jail till the morning.
So I'm gonna basically um, help them clean up the chairs or anything that got knocked over in their scuffle. And then I'm gonna basically, like, as soon as all the cops are gone, I'm gonna lay all the stuff out on a table and motion for them to come over and look at it.
Okay, so it's just Danny and Trace now.
I tended the bar and then come on over.
I finished my drink and I come over.
Okay, how do you guys want to play it? You have the old page. I'll bring the hand up back out again. And the ticket stub to the Ghost's Ball. And you didn't take his ID. You thought it was pertinent to leave that one on his person.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
I mean, his ID only serves to identify him once we know who he is. Leaving it on him isn't our drawback.
Agreed.
Agreed.
So you all can see the text on the sheet that says, "A good man dies killed by the weight of greed."
Mm-hmm.
But again, the rest of it is gibberish. And the ticket stub.
And Takeshi will explain, when I first picked up this paper, all of it looks like these lines over and below the words that are easily visible. And then, suddenly, at some point when I was not looking at it, the middle coalesced into these letters.
Now, what you notice, Takeshi, is that on the page, the ink itself, how settled and worn it is, has not changed with the new text. It's still the same ink.
Including the one that has been rearranged.
Correct.
To now spell the English.
Mm-hmm.
See, dang it. Danny doesn't know anything about magic and lore, so I can't have her ask Trace about stuff.
I'm no expert, but I believe this to be magic.
I give it a lore shot.
Go for it.
Seeing as that it is, as you can see here, the ink has not changed, but the words have.
Here we go.
Superb.
Or it just means you need glasses.
Okay. You're again. You know it's magic. It's not for lack of research. You know of several things that, especially potions, that would be able to do something like this, reveal messages under certain circumstances. It's not even a difficult spell to do. I mean, making ink rearrange itself. You have quite a few theories on what it is, and you're fairly. You want to think it's a potion, but you know that there's a myriad of things that could cause this type of effect. However, when you look at the page itself and you do the examination, it's most things when they get hit with something like this, most people try to imitate age. They try to make things look old, tea bags, tearing it at the edges slightly, hand making paper. And you know enough, especially with the reagents that you have to use for your potions, that this is a legit old paper. And the ink is also legit. This is not something that was just made a couple weeks ago. You can't tell when it was made. You don't have that type of knowledge, but you do know that this is the real deal. Whatever this page is very, very old.
It's old, it's magical, and that's about it.
Now, what you can't tell is if the magic is coming from the page or if somebody put magic on the page.
The source of it, essentially.
Yeah.
If the page is in and of itself magical, or if it is merely a conduit for the magic of someone else.
Exactly. But you all know that this text is not changing. Takeshi says that it changed once, but it looks like it's always been written that way to you, Danny and Trace.
Well,
And what was on the ticket? Where was it? For he said it was like a ghost something or other.
The Ghost's Ball, as of yesterday, actually.
And wasn't there something about a graveyard or cemetery in there?
It was
You know,
held at a cemetery.
no, it wasn't held
Oh?
at the cemetery. No, the cemetery is where Sarah Linkett is linked to, like on the actual character sheets. That is her kind of her home ground. She represents the historical society. Basically, she's trying to make sure that all the majorly historical sites in Boston are maintained and taken care of. And she's very good at it. She's very good at her job. She's also a little eccentric, preferring to almost be a part of the older ways. Like, she always wears stuff that, while fashionable, is very old style. Like, she manages to take all those old revolutionary Civil War styles, early 1900s, and actually put them into a modern framework and make it look really good.
Could I use resources to call Danny's mom?
What would you like to ask your mom, Danny?
Well, just ask her okay, I could come up with this bill. She's taking an elective class about historical things that have to do with Boston, and to ask her mother if she's familiar with, like, if she had heard anything about this ball or whatever, at least about the area where it was at. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, go for it. Trace, what were you rolling?
I was going to roll contact to see if I have Sarah Linkett's contact information.
Okay. Danny, you're calling. And what was the second one for? Because I saw your superb.
Huh?
Okay, so Trace, that superb, the first one that you rolled, was that
was
your...
the lore to determine with the paperless
Gotcha.
magic.
Gotcha. I'm sorry. I looked at that and I'm like, when did he roll that? Okay. All right, so Danny, you call your mom. You realize it is like 11:30.
Not there.
You do realize it's like 11:30 at night, right?
Yeah, no, her mother is an insomniac.
Okay. Hey, sweetie, how are you?
I'm doing well, Mom. How are you?
I'm just watching these infomercials. You know how it is. What can I do for? Well, we have the money. We might as well spend it. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's tchotchke. Actually, there was this really interesting little cherub. They held candles and shit. It was really interesting. Yes,
Mom.
sorry. I'm doing it again.
Yes, you are. Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yes.
So, I'm doing a report for one of my just random elective classes about just historical aspects with Boston. And you guys I know we've been here for God knows how long. And I was trying to see...
Generations, honey. We were one of the first ones off the boat. You have to remember that. Very old money in this line.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. And I'm just trying to find out some more information about this particular place. Apparently, I came across it as listed, and I'm just going to BS the rest of it. Basically, she mentions the chick's name to see if it rings a bell with her mom.
Okay.
And see if her mom maybe has heard anything, just because... Again, old money. She probably has her hands in everything because she can.
Bored housewife with lots of money to do with it. Okay.
Exactly. So she might actually know about the event itself.
Oh, Sarah. I know Sarah. We go way back. I haven't seen her in a while, though, but she always invites us to these events. And, I mean, your father, you know how he is. He doesn't always like to dress up and go out after he's been dressed up and going out all day. But, I mean, they had this, what was it, Ghost Ball, sweetheart? Yeah, it was the Ghost. Yeah, it was yesterday, wasn't it, if I remember correctly? Yeah, they have this get-together every once in a while. It's like this spooky thing that they're supposed to do. You know, it's not quite Halloween, but... whatever. People like to dress up, and they do that. They do them, I do me. You know how it is as we go forward in this crazy thing we called life. But, what was I going with this? Oh, right, Ghost Ball.
Tell me.
So, Ghost Ball, okay. So, yeah, Sarah throws this party every once in a while to raise awareness and fundraise for the cemetery, because you know how it is. Nobody really cares where we put our dead as long as they're there, you know? Makes us feel better.
That makes
Why?
sense.
What'd you need to know about it?
Oh no, it's just one of those. I was researching old buildings, and it mentioned, it has list of events and everything, and I wasn't sure what this one was. So I know that you and Dad go out to things. So I thought, I might as well ask you. You know more than I do.
So okay, well, yeah. The only thing I really know about it is this year it was held at one of the meeting halls nearby. Big fancy joint. I think it was like at the Hilton this year.
Okay.
The big ballroom of the Hilton in Boston. You know where it is. We've taken you there before.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, by the harbor?
Yeah, by the harbor.
Okay,
That was
I
it.
gotcha.
Yeah, it's the only thing I know about it. We didn't go this year, so. Oh well. Father
Okay,
wanted
well-
to stay home and watch the game.
Doesn't he always? Story of my life.
All right, sweetheart. I need to get back to watching these infomercials, so I'm not bugging you. So I will talk to you later. Stay sweet. Let me know if you need anything.
Can do, Mom. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Best role ever.
And Trace, yes, you would have Miss Sarah Lincoln's contact information in your Rolodex.
Sweet.
So, what would you like to do with it?
Just that I know I have it, because I'll be having to make a stop by her tomorrow.
Getting a little personal call in?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys are... So, here's the thing. We can call it and reconvene next time, and Louis and Connor will both be present after they get out of the drunk tank. We'll call it in the morning, and you guys will regroup. Does that sound good? Anything else you guys want to try and do while we're here?
I
So
really
just to recap. So we know where the ball was actually held, thanks to her mom. Or was it on the ticket to begin with?
No, that particular part wasn't on there, but you did figure out where it was.
Okay, cool. And then we have the paper. We know it's old paper. We know that there's something we can't figure out exactly what magic is associated with the paper. And then Connor has the necklace, right?
Right.
Yep.
And dang you, Connor, for getting
Oh, by the
frickin'
way,
arrested.
that's in evidence now, by the way.
I figured as evidence. Wouldn't it be personal effects?
Personal effects evidence. You'll get it back, but it is in police custody at the moment.
Yeah, I figured that's fine.
For
He's
the
just
night.
gonna- If
Way to go, Rambo.
If somebody asks him about it, he'll just say that it was like some girl he slept with, stuck it in his pocket or something.
Oh, are you making a deceit check?
I mean, when that happened, sure.
Is
The
it?
police would know what that is. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. They don't really care. Okay.
Plus, they don't really want to look at it.
Yeah, they're
everything-
always
whatever's
distracted
on
by
it.
it. Ah, well, he's got to finish the paperwork on it. Just necklace item, I guess it is. Throw it in the bag.
I mean, it looks nice and all, but I'm so tired.
Yeah,
I can get another
this is a
cup of
long
coffee.
shift. God damn it, is it Louis again? God, he's always such a hassle.
Takeshi's never
Hey,
been to the
hey,
police
hey.
station. Not because he's not a criminal, but because he hasn't been caught.
Fanny has never been arrested because she is a good little rich girl.
Of course.
So, first experiences with the Dresden system. What do you guys think?
I
I like
liked
it.
It was fun.
Good stuff.
Comments,
Yep.
questions?
I'm enjoying it. I'm just liking the character. It lets me stretch my being a dick legs.
I really thought you were going to stretch my dick legs, and I'm like, I didn't need that image in my head.
Stretching my dick legs.
Ew.
Was it like detachable and it walks away?
I swear, that's it. That's the name of this episode. It's
Anyway,
going to be dick legs.
If there's nothing else, I'm currently got some other stuff to do, and so I will see you all later.
All right, see you later, Slash.
Later.
Slash. I was short. I thought we were gonna run a little bit longer.
What I have planned next would have taken longer than most everybody else would have been able to stay around for.
Oh, that's true. Fair
So,
enough.
yeah. So I was planning to go to about 10 anyway, so we only cut it about an hour short. It was a good
first
stopping
session.
point.
It's all good.
Yeah,
Every-
because y'all got arrested, so that's like half the crew.
I feel that was the right thing to do in that situation. I won't apologize for it.
Please don't. That was amazing. I'm
you're
just going to
doing-
punch him in the face.
You're doing wonders for Louis' relationship with you.
Yeah, I mean he mouths sorry.
As a GM,
Yeah.
that was
Louis Feels
amazing.
bad, and Louis feels bad when he steps out of a girl's place and she's still asleep. Doesn't mean it's gonna
Doesn't-
change anything.
Oh, good times.
So, one at a time, tell me what you guys thought.
I got to punch John's character. 10 out of 10. Would play again.
He's not picky. He's not picky.
No, I had a blast. It was cool. It's hard to get into the... Connor's a lot different from any character I've played because he's definitely more like the quiet, raging person. And it's really tough to get into that like brooding ex-soldier PTSD thing for me because I tend to be more talkative.
I thought you did pretty good with it, personally.
Thank you.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, played it right. Up to punching Louis in the face. 10 out of 10.
And
Just Jelly, you got punched.
Mike, you were going to say something?
I thought it went well, although I like to make potions. And I didn't make my potions this go around, but they'll happen sooner or later.
Yep. You already have some to begin with, too, if I remember. You have 4 potion slots.
Exactly. And Trace is a truthful guy. He's not going to rock the boat too much, so he just goes with the flow and tries to be peacemaker.
Okay. How did you feel about it? About the session?
I felt it was good.
Nice. Bev, John?
I felt it was good. I'm still kind of getting my... I'm trying to get dialed in with Louis still. Too much, too little this time around?
Thought it might have been a little over the top, but only by a skosh.
Alright. Just gotta dial it back a little bit next time.
A little bit. You should be good, though. I thought it was pretty good banter with everybody. The consistent butting in with Lieutenant Conway is what really did it for him. Like, oh my god, he just doesn't know when to shut up.
Well, someone else is getting all the spotlight.
Like, if it was any other table with any other characters, I might have considered it intrusive. But the fact that it was Louis, it perfectly made sense. Yeah,
and I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna do my best to not do that all the time.
Yeah.
But I figured better to go over the top and then have to walk it back.
It was definitely interesting because the can you draw your sword moment. I loved that. I didn't plan on it. That was completely improv, and I'm like, oh man, wait a minute.
It's a fake, so it looks tough.
That was great. Cool. Well, I had a lot of fun too. I thought that was.
I was actually expecting you to compel Takeshi's honor when he was messing with him about his name.
I thought about it, but it was more Lieutenant trying to get a reaction out of him, and how Slash reacted kept me from doing that.
Okay.
If Slash had actually taken offense to it, then yeah, I would have compelled it.
And then Louis followed up.
And then Louis, I was like, oh man. You're not winning friends, Louis. You're not winning friends.
That's what I'm trying to go for with this character. Because all my other characters want to being liked because they're awesome. Louis, no.
Okay, so you guys told, how did I do? Did I do okay?
Oh yeah, it was really fun. Again.
Yeah, you did great.
Again, felt kind of short, but I'm used to longer sitting massacres happening. Sessions. But it was a wonderful intro to the system.
Mike, Bev?
And you did the funniest Boston Mom voice I think I ever
Boston Mom.
I was about to say, who are you, Mother Superior?
Oh my god. That's right. I do have to involve the Mother Superior at some point. Oh, that is... Oh, I remember that. That was one of my better ones. Mike, you haven't heard my Mama-san voice yet.
Mama-san!
Well, I was tempted to ask Danny if she could order me a couple of Ginsu knives, or Mom, order me some Ginsu knives for the bar.
Can they actually cut a can and cut a tomato? Tell me that.
And still cut my shoe.
I feel there's gonna be a lot of calls to Mama Michelson, and they're all just gonna be hilarious.
Oh my god, I can't wait to develop that character too, because that, like, as I was getting into it, I'm like, oh, this just feels so right. Like, so do you guys have comments on each other's performance?
I mean, I think everybody did well. I think it all fit very, very well together, and I think that we we have a pretty. I think we have a really fun dynamic, and this is going to be interesting as the session goes on and we get more comfortable with each other in general, because you already see, like me and John, our characters fucking with each other because we're pretty comfortable with each other. I think as we play more and as we get to know Mike a little more, and we know Bev, but Connor wouldn't mess with Danny too much because she's not.
Louis gonna mess with Danny way too much,
and it's gonna be hilarious. And then you're gonna have Takeshi stepping in because he sees Danny as like somebody who needs protected.
I am frail and weak.
Because it's Takeshi and he's like ancient samurai guy, and then you've got